Oh, right, guys. It's time for another episode of the Florencio Files. His victim, nay, opponent. Yes, because they totally stand a chance against his cheesy shitbaggery. This is Nerdy from Clan Z-Temp. Going to be going up against Florencio in the bottom left, who is already sending a probe across the map. And that's right. That's a forge. Apparently our sound was turned off there. Fix that one up. Now, you see a probe arrive that early. Let's see if we've got any survival instincts as Nerdy. Or does Nerdy think, nah, you're just trying to block my hatch? Oh, Nerdy's like, oh, you're just trying to block the hatch, but I'm going to come in and sneak in. And you're still, shit. And Florencio, as always, he's like, yes, that's right. I'm here to block your hatchery. That is my job. I am definitely not cannon rushing you. This is a creative build order. Now, what I love, guys, is that this many years into StarCraft 2, we've been complaining about cannons and void rays for so many years as Zerg players, and yet as a community, Zerg players are still committed to getting them nerfed to the point where we won't even scout, even when there's a probe this early or anything like that. We'll be like, I'll take my third, and I won't even send this overlord over the natural to go to the third. So I'm literally going to let you cannon my expansion and contain me with no vision of it. What can I say? We as Zerg players are committing to try and convince the intern at Blizzard that Protoss is broken. And we are willing to throw games to it by just skipping obvious scouting steps to make sure that happens. Florencio here, happy to take advantage. He's hiding a pylon over there. And we all know his trick, guys. Waits till the hatchery is almost finished and then drops 2 cannons down so they finish the moment the hatchery is committed to. And of course, it doesn't have much vision until it finishes. The eyeballs are the last thing that grows on the hatchery. They pop out last. He can't see right now. This little drone scorpion, he's swimming circles. He can't see anything. He's dizzy as fuck. And then suddenly, when it finishes, he's gonna go, friggin' shit. There's already cannons. Whereas if he knew that was up, he would have loved to cancel this hatchery. He's gonna try and get down there maybe with Zerglings to defend, but there's a gas that's been stolen in the main base and Florencio having a bit of a party. He's gonna go double gas behind it and maybe think about even chronoing some probes. Florencio macroing, oh my. Zerglings trying to be built out of this third base. Now, I'd love to see a third cannon just to ensure the kill. But, of course, the player is going to rally some Zerglings across the map. Cannon will go down there as well. So we've got the contain in the natural, the kill on the third, and the cannon at the natural. Not to mention, oh, there was a hole. So he does build a second pylon. Remember that when it comes to Zerglings, they are that one friend you had back in college who just could not get the romance going. And you know, there's different, you know, there's times where you'd hear tales of people who are lost in the desert and they're dying of thirst, and you never really understood it until you were hanging around a Randy, who literally was Randy. Very unfortunate name his parents gave him. They thought Randy was a nice name, and little did they know he would spend his university years being incredibly randy and basically the thirstiest bloody tryhard you've ever seen in your life. Oh my lord, there was only one thing on his mind the entire time, and that's the same with Zerglings. They are constantly looking for a hole in the Protoss wall to shove themselves into. They're not going to find it. Florencio does not do that. Not to mention, guys, he always prepares. Even if the wall gets breached, there's a trap. There's a second layer. He likes to go Stargate, cannon, battery. Layers of shitfuckery is, of course, the name of the game for Mr. Florencio, as this Overlord barely escapes there, doesn't quite go down. And macro hatch in the main? Oh my god, Chad Gamer Nerdy. Nerdy's like, well, I can't get out to expand, so I guess I build a hatchery here. We're gonna one base Queen Zergling Nidus, which is actually kind of awesome. You know what's funny? If Nerdy did nothing but build Zerglings, they maybe could have ran across and broke this wall down. I know that sounds silly with a cannon shooting you, but with just like one cannon, and I mean, you're not gonna lose that many lings running past. You could maybe do that. It's a bit out there. I'll admit, I'm not sure it would work, but it's a strategic choice. The Overlord here, and that probes, I think that sees the Overlord, right? So Florencio is gonna realize, he's gonna be like, hello, yep, yeah, you want to Nidus Worm me, don't you dickhead? So notice by standing here, he's blocking the Nidus Worm. So the Overlord's gonna have to like throw it even deeper, somewhere where it's easier for him to just pull probes and surround that shit. Now, if it goes up right now, that'll be a problem. Oh, he's putting it in the natural. Coward. That's a coward one. He needs to go for the main. There's only one cannon and one battery up. But if he lets the Void Rays get out, that's gonna be a problem. That being said, that cannon's completely surrounded. With battery overcharge, I mean, there's no way you break in here, right? And that second layer up here, 3 cannons and a battery, plus Void Rays popping out. Ooh, I think Nerdy needs to just re-expand, honestly. I think Nerdy needs to Nidus somewhere else on the map and start taking bases, because these Lings aren't going to be able to do anything. This is always the case. If they get Lings in there, it's like, Lings are melee units, man. They can't reach over those Stargates. He can target the Stargates down. He could definitely clear these pylons and try to supply block Florencio a little bit. But already the Nidus in the main does get its head ripped off. And that sad little eyeball, as you can see, receding into it as it... Oh, that poor Nidus worm. Queens and Zerglings going to do pretty well here, but what is the follow-up for Nerdy? Only 18 workers behind this, so Nerdy, we are at that famed MMR where you've got 200 APM, but you're not able to look at 2 screens at once. It's all mindless spamming. I like it. I like it, Nerdy. Come on, Nerdy. Build charts. Build charts. Take a gas. Florencio, of course, is on 1 base. Now, remember, right now, I would always favor the Void Ray 1 base player versus a 1 base Zerg player. But 2 problems. Number 1, Queens grow in power. They're also spreading creep, which is going to make it hard for Florencio to expand. Unfortunately, I would say you really want to make sure you prioritize blocking Florencio's natural expansions in the corners rather than his 5th base. For those who don't know, Florencio only usually takes this as his 5th expansion. So blocking someone's 5th base, it just doesn't really make sense. If you guys are playing a macro virgin like Trap, maybe it makes sense to block this base with creep. In this scenario, Florencio's like, why are you blocking my 5th? I'm only on 1 base, dude. Like, he inevitably is going to take more Nexus because that's how he thinks. He's also going to send his Void Rays across the map, which is a bit of a problem. I do like this drone. Oh, he's going to take another one of Florencio's naturals, actually. So that's not a bad idea. And there are 3 Queens and a random Spore Crawler here. The Void Ray is kind of sharking around, looking to pick things off. He's going to go for the Nidus Worm. There we go. Prismatically aligns those Piss Beams, and those 4 Chads do just blast that one down. Of course, they both chest thump each other. Have you guys ever seen 4 fucking dudes who work out too much do a 4-way chest thump? I mean, I've seen bros do a double chest thump. I've done a double chest thump, but a quad chest thump, I mean, that's where there is bro sweat flying in all directions. I mean, it's actually insane. The levels of broy chadness is just wild. These 4 guys congratulating each other on that as they move back towards the main. And look at that! Actually finds the Nexus attempt for Flo. Very well done. And that means Flo's... Oh, he's got 1 probe up here, but that's his only... I mean, he can't expand there. That's blocked. Maybe he takes this because there's cannons next to it. He's stuck on 1 base. Meanwhile, the Zerg is getting out of control because he's still built almost no workers. He's only on... Nerdy's only on 19. Never mind. Nerdy, build workers, bro! Fleet Beacon is now on the way. Of course, Florencio says, well, my opponent's making queens. Tempests shoot further than queens. I'm going to make tempests. And you know what, guys? I got to say, this is one of the least scientific decisions that I've ever seen Florencio make, right? Normally, there's some sort of bizarre upside down 720 backflip fucking logic that has to be followed for why he's doing things. But in this case, it's like, hey, I'm just going to make the unit that outranges your spores, your static defense, and your queens, which are a very slow unit. I'm going to snipe your hatcheries. I mean, this is just peak strategic play. This is basically a perfect macro game. This, honestly, we could sub in Trap, Rain from the old days. Maybe not Parting. This is a bit too standard for Parting, the way Florencio is playing this game. But this is basically identical to current GSL meta games. This is your standard Solarverse Trap strategy right now. And this is a pretty normal, well-mapped out situation with Nerdy now expanding to, of course, the logical expansion there as Florencio starts up Tempest production and prepares to siege the natural of the Zerg. Now, a lot of players out there, they think Tempests are only good if you can proxy your opponent. Florencio is that rare breed of sewer creature that has figured out he can just trick his opponent into building a base next to his base. And if they're stupid enough to do it, then the Tempests are sieging him from his static proxy, but the proxy is not a proxy because it's his main base. So what he's done right now is he's befuddled. He's befuddled his opponent. He's pulled out some fucking tricky shit, and his opponent's backflipped into their own coffin, closed the casket, and said, Florencio, please put the fucking nails in there. Florencio's like, all right, Nerdy. Comes on down, hammers some nails in the casket, and is like, well, wow. It's normally not this easy, but if you try to build an expansion next to my main base with Tempest Battery Cannon in it, I get to have some fun. Cancels another base. And Nerdy's still running around the map going, well, at least you're only on 1 base. Little does Nerdy know, Florencio, he's gonna inject that recall. Gets that probes out there. That's a mostly saturated base. 10 minutes into the game, and Florencio, probably the highest economy he's ever reached by this point, 27 workers, an impressive 1.2 base economy at this stage, and really just showing the macro power. And this is why Trap is quaking in his boots right now, because Florencio's coming for you, mate. He's going to go up here. Can use a surround, but there's a battery and 4 cannons. Can't quite do it. There's too much cover there. He's going to try and get some probes, but Florencio with some good micro there. And the Chads and the Tempests coming across the map. Now, there is a Spire on the way. So Nerdy is going to have one wave of probably Queen Corruptor, I would imagine, to try and deal with this. And the problem is, of course, that these chest-thumping Chads have now got 2 more pledges to join them. These healthy, fresh, green Void Rays, these Chads. So 6 Chads and a few Tempests. The Tempests won't be much use versus the Corruptors, but Mass Transfuse could go straight through the Void Ray damage. Now, are we going to see Queens versus Cannons? Please, no. Oh, he's going to try and click the Pylon, is Nerdy. Oh, that's a cute idea. We'll be able to depower it. And does manage to break down very slowly. Definitely needs to spread creep. Otherwise, these Queens can't really retreat. Oh, no. Watch the Queens try and run away up this ramp. Watch this shit, guys. Oh, my God. This is like, he's just running behind these fucking Queens, slapping them behind the ears, flicking them in the back of their head. Hey, dickhead. Hey, dickhead. You ever have anyone fucking do that to you? Those Queens want to absolutely punch him in the dick right now. Oh my God, he accidentally attacked his own Queen. Dude, where is your Corruptors? Okay, so 6 Corruptors are on the way. Let's make +1 upgrade. Very important, guys. If you're on 1 base economy, 11 minutes in the game, it's really important to start +1 attack. Remember, you've got to get that 10% attack upgrade on your 6 Corruptors. That's definitely a worthwhile investment. Intelligent decisions only being made here. As Florencio says, 30 probes is more than I'll ever need in this game. Let's build cannon battery behind my base as well, because why the heck not? And continue to build me Tempest count. Now, Corruptors coming across. If they find those Tempests, they'll be good. Now, he saw where the Tempests were, so Nerdy should easily be able to catch these and is going to. Uh-oh, Florencio's in trubs. Quick recall for him, but not before one goes down. Very nice pick off there. That Tempest recalled back to the main base. Good pick off there for Nerdy. Unfortunately for Nerdy, Florencio could repower this cannon in the natural. Come on, do it. You know you want to, mate. Repower the cannon, bro. Oh, is it time to unzip the fly? Nerdy has been holding in this rage at this disgusting Protoss playstyle this whole time and is just ready to unzip the fly. Wait, here we go. The Corruptors, I don't think they can engage away from the Queens. Definitely not over the Tempest battery. A Corruptor falls. Oh my God, the Corruptor's taking big damage. They do damage 1 Void Ray. Where's the Transfuse, mate? You got to fight with the Queens. The tumor finally trying to spread. It's a tumor. The Corruptor's very wounded though. Nerdy, you can't chase that down, mate. Oh my God, Pismatic alignment runs out though. And the Corruptors are all incredibly wounded. No transfuses coming down. Nerdy here struggling with the control. When you have 12 units on the screen, all with the ability to use things, this is more than a Zerg player's small P-brain can handle. Florencio, though, look at him. He's microing in and out, in and out. He says, ha, ha, ha. And Nerdy says, what's your last name? What's your last name? Florencio says, you're not going to trap me. I'm not going to let you know my last name. I'm not going to have to pay child support this time. And Nerdy's like, God damn it. Come on, dude. You're tooling me this bad. At least let me know your bloody social security number. You didn't buy me dinner first, and now I'm getting absolutely ravaged. This is messed up. Florencio, though, once again, dodging his fatherly duties. And, of course, yet another ladder partner who is not too happy after they do split up. And yet another unknown baby mama. And that's messed up, but that is the standard Florencio game. He now continues to piss all over their defeated base. GG, well played. How many units did he lose? So it was 16 units for 73. I'm not good with numbers, but I think that's that's almost a 5-to-1 ratio in terms of numbers. Almost 2-to-1 in terms of the actual value. And I think this Zerg may have, whether they went to or not, gone on a trip to Dicktown. Now remember, guys, it is Christmas time. Don't forget, a few people asking in my live chat, I'm casting this one live, which I almost never do, are asking, what does KYS mean? It means something to do, King You sure. It means, it's basically we're saying you are surely a king. King you sure. It's just like, it's a meme to do. People with bad English saying that you're a really good player. It's basically like saying GG, very well played. You're an exceptional player. So for those who didn't know. Thanks for hanging out. Big thanks Max and Courtesy, Apollo God, Modern Totem, and everybody else for supporting the Patreon. We'll see you in the next episode of the Flow Files. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Hope you guys are enjoying the holiday season.